Hi everyone, this is Sneaku and welcome to another Salmon Run tutorial video. This video will specifically be about what I call basic luring, which is what I briefly mentioned in the first video about how to get the bosses in Salmon Run to come closer to the basket so that the eggs are easier to deliver. Now there's a disclaimer that I want to give before starting this video. I like to give some examples of good luring as well as some examples of bad luring, and if I see my teammates doing bad luring and I point it out, this isn't in any means to demean them or to make fun of them, it's just to give an example, because half of the teammates I play with in these examples, half of them are my friends who I know, and the other half are random players. And I have not talked to any of them about any of these concepts in depth. So, of course, they won't really know what basic luring is, and of course, in that sense, they won't do it. So, just a reminder that nothing that's a bad example of luring is to demean or make fun of anybody. Okay, as always, we're going to start with what our weapon compositions are. This time we have a really strong composition with the Splash-O-Matic, the Splat Dualies, the Bamboo, and the Ballpoint Splatting. All these weapons have decent to great range, really strong at killing most if not all of the bosses, and have good crowd control when it comes to the normal Salmon as well. So, this is a very good balanced set. The reason I wanted to talk about luring in this case is because of the map, the Salmonoid Smoke Yard. And more specifically on this map is that the high tide mode pretty much forces you to do some basic luring, and I'll show you some examples of that and why it's helpful to know basic luring in order to succeed in the high tide version of this map. Alright, so let's give out some examples. Here we have high tide wave 1. The only way you can cross to the other side of the map is by using the propeller bridges, and as you can see there's no paint on the far side of the map, and that's exactly what we want. We want all 4 teammates to be on the basket side in order to properly lure bosses from the beginning, and you'll see very quickly why that's important. As you may have saw from a distance, the steelhead started coming from the opposite side of the map. So if we were to have one person on that side, the steelhead would go up to them, therefore being further away from the basket and taking a longer time to get the eggs closer. Now it may seem like I am immediately contradicting myself since I'm about to go over to the opposite side of the map, but this is also important to luring. The 2 bosses that spawn on the far side of the map, the flyfish and the stinger, are the only 2 bosses that you cannot lure towards the basket, but you also cannot ignore them. So in the case where you do have to go to the far side of the map to take care of these kinds of bosses, go over and take care of them as fast as you can so that no other bosses that you can lure can come over to the wrong side. You will see that I only throw 1 bomb at the flyfish and take out the stinger and then head back without picking up a single egg. There will be plenty of more eggs on the near side, so missing out on these eggs is not as important as it is to take down the bosses. Right now you'll see one of my teammates on the far side doing the same thing, just throwing in a quick bomb to get rid of one of the flyfish. I'll hop over again since I know there's a new flyfish, and try to hop back. I'll see there's a stinger coming up, but also an eel, so I'll try my best to take out the stinger, and then again hop back without worrying about the eel, because I know the eel is going to come back. Another stinger pops up, which is a little inconvenient, but we don't necessarily have to take care of them. I go to do it anyways since the wave is almost over. And then while I'm over, my teammates died. Luckily it wasn't too crowded over on my side. So again, it's important to go over as quick as possible, because if you die on the far side, that's very inconvenient for your teammates. So it's called basic luring because the idea is just to get the bosses closer to the basket, and that's all I really tell you. There are more advanced techniques and advanced ways to lure, such as with this drizzler, where if I was too close to it, it would only hop once, but I made it hop twice closer to the basket, so it's a little more convenient. Now with more advanced luring techniques, we would even bring it even closer than what we just did right there. Say where this scrapper on the right is. That would be the ideal luring situation. But that can get very difficult when there's more bosses around. Another boss luring technique, which is very important specifically to these fog modes, is luring this Goldie in. Now, if you didn't know, these Goldies can drop from 1 to 5 to 10 eggs at once. And we definitely want those to get as close as possible. Our teammates here got it pretty early. We don't want them being killed that far out, because it's definitely more difficult to pick up more eggs from farther away, even just from that range. Because as you can see, 2 more eels are coming in, scrappers are coming in, drizzlers are shooting rain. It can get very chaotic and you won't be able to get all of these eggs. The eggs further out are because of the stingray. To recap, here are the key things to remember with basic luring, and these apply to all high, low, and regular tide modes. Make sure you have good map control around your basket, as with every mode of Splatoon. The second is, don't go to the bosses, let the bosses come to you. The third one is, only take care of the stingers and flyfish if your weapon permits you. Meaning if you have a Hydra, don't run off to the edge of the map to throw bombs at a flyfish. Let a sploosh or a lighter weight weapon try to take care of that. I will talk more about advanced luring techniques when I discuss individual bosses in future videos, but even without knowing all of their little details, you can get an idea of how to best lure them. Alright, that's going to be it for our video. Hopefully you learned something. If you did not, you can leave me a comment if there's anything you're interested in learning, or if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Alright, this has been Sumiku, and thanks for watching.